Baby, come give me something, oh. Baby, come give me something.
You have an incoming call from. Do you accept?
Yes, I accept the call. Hello everyone, welcome back to Pink Phone Talk. Today we're going to be finishing up some questions that I was answering in part 1. And then I'm going to tell you the next topic, what we're going to be talking about. If you guys don't know, you're new to this channel, I clarify and pretty much confirm why I'm the perfect person to start this podcast. I myself was dating somebody who was incarcerated. So I want to help the families who have had a loved one who was incarcerated, to give them advice and pretty much encourage them to support the loved ones who's incarcerated. So we're going to go right into the questions, and I'm going to be answering some questions from my dear fellow friend. All right, so take it away. So what's the first question that you have for me?
So the first question is, why is it important to tell our children the truth about where their father/family member who are incarcerated is?
The reason why I felt it was important for me to explain to my daughter and my son after the fact of him coming out was just because, you don't want your kids to feel like, oh, their dad's not around, or people don't want to be around. As a situation happened, so that's why they went away. Sometimes, the kid's like, oh, why? Is it because, he or she was bad? And you're like, sometimes, life happens and you can be around the wrong crowd. You could, wrong place at the wrong time. And sometimes they could have did the crime that they're saying that they did. So I just felt it was very important, and it's the way you speak to your kids, it's to what you tell them and how you say it. And I think that for me as a mother, I'm very open. I don't hide, I don't sugarcoat, I don't do the goo goo gaga. I talk to them straight. And I think that's just the best way, is just to be very honest, because I feel like it can come back around and, they'll start asking questions, and then they're going to feel like the trust, there's no trust. And then that's where kids, like I said, they learn to lie and make up stories. So yeah, I think it's just, let them know why that person went to jail. Obviously, if it was something very serious, like, they killed 20 people, obviously, I don't think you should say they killed 20 people, but you can just say, you know what, daddy, mommy, whosoever, they made, some wrong decisions. That happens in life. However, we're going to work through it as a family. Always give them encouragement and reassure them that they're loved, they're appreciated, and their daddy's not away, or whosoever is not away, because they don't want to be around them. So, yes, I think it's be honest with your kids. Be honest with whoever it is, where that person is. Yeah.
Good answer.
Thank you.
So the next question is, how was your first time experience with the kids going to visit your incarcerated loved one?
Oh, well, I didn't bring my son to the regular visits. Like, there's visits twice a week, and of course I took up those 2 times a week, like, duh. So I didn't bring him, and I felt it wasn't necessary to bring him because it's not his father. So I felt it's like when he called every day, so we would talk on the phone, and then I'll make him talk to him or whatever. I think out of respect for my son's father, that's not the place his son should be going. My personal opinion, to each his own. Whoever wants to do so can do so, but for me, I felt that's not where my son should go. My daughter's first visit in a prison, she was actually 2 weeks old. Yeah, so before she was even christened, she was in a prison visiting her father. So that was my experience. Was it was a little bit sad, and it was sad because he couldn't get to hold his baby, and I remember the guards and people were like, wow, congratulations, she's so tiny, because she looked like she was a doll. So it's like, oh my God, like, people didn't even think it was a real baby. So I felt it was a bittersweet thing, but most of all, I was really happy for him that he got to see her, and how his face lit up, and that moment right there. So I felt it was a bittersweet feeling. That's
okay. So How much money on average do you think you spent a year on accepting calls or sending in?
Well, those calls can be very pricey. So I remember like having Bell and Rogers. I was with every different company, and I ain't gonna lie, I owe every company in Canada. I, I'm just letting it be known. I owe every company in Canada for the phone bills. We talk so often, like I said prior in the part one, you wouldn't have known he was in jail. The way we were talking so often. So those phone bills ran up, and obviously I was putting money on it. He was sending me a whole lot of money. I must say, like, I got about 60 grand. So yeah, it went to that, and also went to taking care of the kids, right? And rental cars, driving to go and see him. Not all the time I took the community, there was a community bus, I believe, John Howard Society. There was Feet for Children that was picking up at certain locations and bringing us there, providing snacks on the bus for the kids. I didn't always take that one, especially if I wanted to like surprise him when he was in the penitentiary. I used to like, wake up at 5 or so to be there for visits when it starts at 8. So it was very pricey, but I must say he gave me a lot. So I made sure that money that he gave me, I pretty much I took care of the family with it, and I did put some on the phone bills, but it got carried away because we were on the phone 24/7.
Okay. So the next question is, what advice would you give your children if they were to date someone incarcerated?
Wow. The way my kids are built and the way they're raised, I think only one of my children would actually survive dating somebody who was incarcerated. And it's actually sad because our first daughter, who visited prison when she was 2 weeks old, I think she would be the only one who can survive dating someone who's incarcerated. She's a very tough cookie, and it's not the place I would want her to be, or it's not the thing that I would say, yeah, go and date somebody. And I wouldn't say, go and write a pen pal and start dating someone. However, she fell in love with somebody and they end up going to prison. I would say how he treated you before he went in, which should be, love, respect, and the whole shebang that comes with it. And if you were enjoying when he was making money, you were spending the money, you were eating from that money, I think you should hold it down as long as you can, as long as he's respecting you, as long as the love is real. I think you should be there for him. You don't always have to be there as a partner, but you always can just be there as someone who's supporting. Like I said, that's picking up a phone call, that's writing a letter. When it's a birthday, Christmas, send a card, say, hey, you know what, just say, I'm thinking about you, hang in there when you come out, I got you, stuff like that. So I would honestly say support the people who support you, and that's just the bottom line. That's my best advice I can give to my kids. Support the people and love the people who love you, and the people who don't love you, pray for them.
Okay, so
that's about it.
For my last question for you, is what advice would you give to any man or woman that is dealing with someone who's incarcerated now, or someone that is about to be incarcerated?
Oh man, I would really say, buckle up. This is a ride. This is not for every woman. This is not for every man. You gotta be a real ride or die. I don't mean ride like shooting up the place. I mean like you gotta ride. You gotta know what comes with it. What comes with it is a lot of stigma. What comes with it is so the stigma, what I mean by that is like when you have to tell somebody, oh, so where's your husband? Oh, where's your wife? Oh, she's in prison. I want you, when someone asks you that, when someone says where is, and the person's in prison, say they're in prison. And you don't need to go and explain to them when the person reacts, oh, wow. You don't need to go and explain to them or justify anything or feel less of a person. Feel proud. Say they're in prison. If you feel like elaborate on the story, then go ahead. But I think you should keep your head up, Support your loved ones who are incarcerated, whosoever, brother, sister, cousin, even your grandmother. Just support them. And I think hold it down as long as you feel you can hold it down for. And when you cannot no longer deal with what's going on, which is the lockdowns and sometimes get turned away from the visits, then say, listen, boo, cat, dog, whatever, I can't do it no more. Always be real with the person. If you no longer can deal with the situation, say, I can't deal with it. And I think that's just the best thing to do. Be honest. And I think you'll be respected more when you're honest. So ending it off with saying, support your loved ones who are incarcerated. The next video I am going to be talking about is why I'm single. Why can't I find a man? So stay tuned and love ya. Talk to you guys soon.